Hey guys, all right. So today we have even more on Pan and his basic, demonization that didn't really go well. So it didn't really go well with, yeah, mostly, the pagans and, the people of the countryside. And they weren't going to let, their god be completely destroyed. So beautiful imagery behind me. I don't know who that came from, but I will find out and give you credit. But I just love that imagery. It's beautiful. All right, so we were talking about what the Reverend Summers. So yeah, he is very contradictory, and of course, as always. But I was thinking of something last night. This is what I told my mom because she's very Catholic. She's a little tiny Catholic woman. But I was, kind of telling her, I made a Crescent Moon cookies, which is in my book that will be coming out, and I'm editing it now. It take me about 2 months to do. Yeah, about 2 months to actually do the entire book, but it's done. I just have to, edit it and all that good stuff. The Crescent Moon cookies. So I was making them and I thought, oh my God, okay. So I went back to the Osiris, okay, so Osiris said, I am the light and the way. And, if you eat of my, flesh and drink of my blood. And that is exactly the little kid. They turned out like snickerdoodles. I don't know. So if you guys get the book when it does come out, which will be next year, um, just time it, I don't know how your, altitude is or, all that stuff. Just time it and, do conversions and stuff. Use the internet for that. Use Google, definitely. But it's like, yeah, I cut the recipe in half, I screwed it up. So I don't know, but it was just really interesting. And she found that really interesting too. Osiris had this, like, thousands and thousands of years before Jesus was here. So now we know where our Jesus, the prototype for Jesus, came from, Osiris. But I thought that was cool. Anyways, now the Reverend Summers seems to be oblivious of the fact that a good proportion of his book is devoted to describing the horned and cloven hooved devil as a reality. All right, so in any case, he notes that in Euripides' classic play Medea, dating back to the 5th century BCE, there is the passage, quote, she seemed, I wot, to be frenzied, inspired with madness by Pan, or some other of the gods. I like that. I really honestly think about that now. It really takes me back to when I was a child and I saw that, that figure in my freaking window. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Will you guys just please help me? But yeah, now he adds, madness was sometimes thought to be sent by Pan for any neglect of his worship, unquote. I just honestly think everything that the Christians have coming to them, that they are honestly getting it unjustly. Well deserved for doing all of this to the pagan gods and goddesses. Although to certain groups of country folk, Pan never really died. No, not at all. He just kind of went underground. Pan just kind of morphed. So it was with the rise of the Romantic movement in the early 19th century, everything was romanticized. I like that though. That saw him enjoy a comeback, although again, perhaps a little diluted in character. Of course, when the it's like a reconstruction a little bit, but he still stays intact. And I love that because I don't like the Reconstructionism and the Reconstructionists and the, the New Age spirituality. I think it's all ridiculous. But yeah, his character is a little bit diluted because of the New Age spirituality and, neo-pagan crap. But yeah, he was just, he's totally, beastly and, wild. And, Pan comes from panic disorder. Panic disorder comes from Pan. Now, the grounds at countless country residences became littered with follies in the form of temples or even classical tombs. And what did I write there? Statuary, evocative of Pan. So when you go out into the countryside, literally, I'm in the countryside right now, behind me and literally where I am at, you see Pan everywhere. Everywhere. It's beautiful. Satires, nymphs, and the god himself. Now, ideas about a long-lost Arcadia, a gently wooded golden age, I think that should come back. I really do. I do. The woods are being, completely torn apart, and we're not. The world is really crazy right now, you guys. You guys all know that, though. Now, permeated society as a whole. So perhaps The poet Shelley had the Romantics' more sentimental and vivid images in mind. They are interesting, though. When he wrote to his friend Thomas J. Hoggy, quote, okay, so this is a very Christian, pious man. I'm glad to hear that you do not neglect the rites of the true religion, paganism. Your letter awoke my sleeping devotion, and the same evening I ascended alone the high mountain behind my house and suspended a garland and raised a small turf altar to the mountain walking Pan. It just goes to show that you cannot get rid of paganism. It's not going to go anywhere. It will never go anywhere, and that just makes me so happy. Now, Shelley's reverence for the supremely pagan Pan, that's where the word pan-pagan was actually one of my first emails. Yeah, that dates me big time. So Pan seems to have filled the gap left by his rejection of Christianity. Now, in a recently discovered letter from the poet to Ralph Wedgwood, dating from around 1811, so not too many years ago, actually a long time ago, when Shelley was expelled from Oxford University for publishing a tract entitled The Necessity of Atheism. So thank the gods for religious freedom, right? Now, he wrote, Christ never existed. I totally agree. The fall of man, the whole fabric, indeed, of superstition, which it supports, can no longer obtain the credit of philosophers. So what does that say? They gave up on Christ. They totally gave up because it's not real. Anyway, that's just my opinion of that. So that's just how I interpret it. But it is interesting that Shelley felt more comfortable with the ultimate archetype of the pagan god than with that of the Christian deity. So we can see stuff resurfacing, like especially with Pan, the neglect that he gets, and the demonization that they all get. It's just ludicrous. It truly is. But I mean, I like this. I like it that it's popping out. It comes back, and when it does come back, it's usually like boom, is there, and nothing is going to get in its way, and nothing's going to get in Pan's way of being the god of the pagans, of the witches, and anybody who wants to worship Pan. But I love it. I just think it's beautiful, and I could just sit here and literally look at the screen, not myself, but the background, for just hours. It's that intriguing and enticing and enthralling, rejuvenating, and all that good stuff. So, all right, guys. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get everything done. I'm gonna go live today. I'm getting my booster shot tomorrow. I'm scared to death that I'm gonna be sick for like ever. So everything's gonna get done today. And yeah, I just really hope that I don't get freaking sick. I'm terrified. I don't want to, but they say it's just like a third, shot vaccine. So whatever. I'll be good. But I love you guys. Please be safe. Stay healthy. Don't get sick. Do all your stuff that you got to do to not get sick. Vitamin C, pure natural, all that. And all my love from Venus, always. Oh, I have Pan right here behind me. Hi, Pan. Whoa, where's my head? Ooh, all the way back down. So, all right, guys. I love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow. So, everybody have a good day. How do I get out of here? Oh, stop. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.